Why has Warner Brothers never released the original ending of Deep Blue Sea? Since its release in 1999, Deep Blue Sea has maintained a cult following as one of the most entertaining and over-the-top sci-fi horror films of its era. However, for years, fans have been aware of an alternate ending, one that significantly alters the fate of a key character and arguably serves as a more thematically satisfying conclusion. Despite interest from both fans and the filmmakers, Warner Brothers has never officially released this version in any home media release or streaming platform. The question remains, why? So what was the original ending? In the theatrical version of Deep Blue Sea, Dr. Susan McAllister, played by Saffron Burrows, the scientist responsible for genetically modifying the sharks, meets a gruesome fate when she sacrifices herself in an attempt to lure the last intelligent Gen 2 shark away. However, this was not how the movie was originally supposed to end. In the original ending, Dr. McAllister survives alongside Carter Blake, played by Thomas Jane, and Preacher, played by LL Cool J. Rather than dying heroically, she redeems herself by actively helping to stop the final shark, allowing her to atone for the chaos she helped create and closing out her character arc. Although many believe the original ending simply involves Susan taking Preacher's place and nothing more, there's actually more content in the third act that was axed. If you'd like to know exactly how the original ending unfolds, you can check out my other video entitled Deep Blue Sea's Original Ending, according to the screenplay. So why was the ending changed? Test audiences had a significant impact on the decision to alter the film's conclusion. During early screenings, audiences hated that Dr. McAllister lived. The general perception was that she was the one responsible for the shark crisis, and they wanted her to pay the ultimate price for her actions. Warner Brothers responded by reshooting the ending, having her be attacked and killed, while Carter and Preacher emerged as the sole survivors. This change was likely made to provide a more crowd-pleasing finale, one that gave the audience a sense of justice being served. However, in doing so, the original narrative arc of redemption and responsibility was lost. Director Renny Harlin later revealed that Susan's character was altered in more ways than just the ending. He admitted that after test screenings, they went back and cut or altered numerous scenes and lines of dialogue involving her character to make audiences feel even less sympathetic toward her. Originally, Susan had more depth, moments that humanized her or made her more complex, but those were removed because Harlan feared that some viewers might still feel conflicted about disliking her. Some of those scenes actually tied into the third act, and one even saved Carter Blake's life in the end. Of course, that angle was eliminated after the ending was changed, but here's why many feel the original ending is the better one. While the theatrical ending is undeniably shocking and visceral, the original ending arguably provides a more complex and satisfying conclusion, such as atonement over punishment. The original version allows McAllister to acknowledge her mistakes and actively help fix them. Instead of the film simply punishing her, she redeems herself. Then there's subverting expectations. Killing off the so-called villainous scientist in a monster meets its maker climax might have been the safer, more predictable choice, but allowing her to survive could have added nuance to the film's resolution. Also, the character arcs are more balanced. In the theatrical cut, Susan McAllister is largely reduced to a victim of her own hubris. The original ending gives her agency in the final battle. Lastly, there's Renny Harlin's intentions. The original ending aligned with Harlin's initial vision before studio and test audience interference dictated changes. But did you know there was a petition to release the original ending? Recognizing the lasting interest in the original ending, director Renny Harlin and actor Thomas Jane have each supported efforts to get it released. In recent years, a petition circulated among fans urging Warner Brothers to include the original ending in a future Deep Blue Sea release, whether as a special edition Blu-ray, digital exclusive, or streaming bonus feature. Despite this push, Warner Brothers has yet to acknowledge or respond in any meaningful way. Given that the alternate ending exists in full form, its absence from home releases is puzzling. Other films have included deleted or alternate endings as special features. Why not Deep Blue Sea? If you'd like to add your name to the petition, you can find the link in the description. Please sign only once to maintain its authenticity and to avoid having your signature removed, as change.org prohibits multiple signatures and tracks IP addresses. So why won't Warner Brothers release it? Several factors might explain Warner's reluctance, such as a lack of commercial incentive. From the studio's perspective, Deep Blue Sea is a 25-year-old film that, while popular, may not warrant the resources needed to restore and release an alternate cut. It could also be the test audience's precedent. Since the theatrical ending was chosen based on test screenings, Warner Brothers may feel there's no reason to revisit a rejected version. Another reason could be archival issues. It's possible that the original ending's footage has been misplaced, damaged, or deemed unusable for an official release. Hopefully that isn't the case. Another issue could be corporate indifference, as studios often overlook fan interest in older films unless there's a strong financial or branding reason to act. In closing, the original ending of Deep Blue Sea represents a fascinating what-if scenario for one of the most fun shark movies ever made. It wouldn't require a massive effort to release, whether as a deleted scene, alternate cut, YouTube clip, or streaming extra. Yet Warner Brothers continues to ignore the calls to do so. In fact, they haven't even acknowledged it. But with enough pressure, perhaps that will change. With the rise of fan-driven campaigns leading to projects like the Snyder Cut of Justice League, there's precedent for studios revisiting alternate versions of films due to public demand. Could Deep Blue Sea one day get the same treatment? Unless Warner Brothers changes its stance, the original ending remains a tantalizing piece of lost cinematic history. For now, fans can only hope that Warner listens and finally gives Deep Blue Sea the release it truly deserves. And the demand seemingly grows by the day.